products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. This is Diana Roberts, your amazing realtor, life coach. You know, I do it all. We had a show where I just talked about all the things that I do or have done. But I have this amazing, beautiful woman with me that I met not that long ago. And I'm super excited to have you on the show because when we met, it was like an instant connection. You know, it was an Insta like friends almost, right? Yeah. And we just and I was super excited to have you on the show to talk about all the things that there we go. all the things that you've got going on. Your mic is on now.
Oh,
I had the wrong
hello.
one. Hello, good morning. I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us what you do, so we can
Okay.
really talk and dig deep into that too.
Yeah, sure. My name is Shandah. I live in Cleburne. I'm an occupational therapy assistant at Heritage Trails. Just recently opened a business called the Clay Fig in the Wright Plaza in Cleburne. My boys are all older. I don't want to say they're grown because they're always going to be my babies, but
Right.
19, and my twins will be 22 this year. So I kind of just had this time, like, what do I do with myself? And after, working so many jobs for so long, I went to school, have been doing that a few years, and then the store. So I'm just, finding my way in life that's a little different outside of being a mama, which I
Yeah.
love, but it's very, freeing to just kind of explore yourself like that in life. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. So there comes a point in our time where, like as women, when we get to this certain age, we're like, okay, wow, there's like so many different things. Like we really get to know who we are, really. I
Yeah.
feel it takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a while for us to know who we are and what we want out of life and what
Right.
we want to do. And that's why I tell all the younger ladies,
Yeah.
that I work with, right? I
Yeah.
always tell them, don't get married yet. Be you, go to school, get your
Yeah.
stuff figured out. Don't rush life.
Yeah. Because it also takes a while, I think, to let go of our idea of what we should be
Yes,
rather
absolutely.
than who we really are. And it's almost just so awakening when you kind of have to sit with yourself and be like, let go of where you thought you should be or how people or who they think you are. And you're like, who am I really? And some of it's not pretty. Some of it you have to let go. And some of it, when you accept it, you're like, okay, well, how can I make that better? What can I do with myself then? And it's almost like getting to know someone, like you just said,
Yeah.
you click with and become your best friend, but it's you. You
Yeah.
become your own best friend and you
Yes.
love yourself and start learning about yourself like you would someone you just met that you click with, And so it's like a journey that you're just like, okay, what do I like? Try new food, listen to different music, try, a new workout routine that's outside of your comfort zone or whatever, meet new people. It's just a journey and it's exciting when you get to that point.
Right. And I feel like I've gotten a lot more adventurous too, to where, so there, you said workout and try different workouts.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't think of what the name of it right now, but the drapes, I guess, that hang down.
Oh yeah, they're so beautiful and elegant.
I know. And that workout,
Yeah.
like I would love to try
Yeah,
that.
I would probably get tangled up a few times, but
I
they
would do it.
are. Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do this.
Oh yeah,
We
and
might
we're
need
gonna have to
schedule
film
this.
it because
We're gonna go live, y'all.
Yeah, right. Tune
Shannon and I are gonna
in.
go live.
Yeah.
We're gonna show you guys how it works.
Ooh, my face is red just thinking about it.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so much fun. And I think it's I don't know, like I feel like when you get older a little, and it's not like I'm saying we're old, because we're not. We are very young.
Absolutely not.
We are
We're just
very
getting
young.
started,
Yes.
girl.
We just getting started. That's
Yes.
right. We are actually coming into our
That
prime.
is the truth.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I feel like we get like this kind of exotic, like we want to be more exotic
Yeah.
and like I don't know.
Well, it's the same. It's that journey of finding who you
is.
are. You have to be free.
Yes.
And call it exotic, call it free, call it whatever. But I mean, you have to let go. So it is exciting. It's
Yes.
like, oh, hey, here we go. What is all of this new life,
Right.
So yeah.
And I feel more awakened,
Uh-huh.
I feel more awake in what's going on around me. I've even gotten what, like that's English. I have
use that
even,
word.
you do? Okay, good. It's not just me. Thank
No.
you. I've even gotten to the point where I feel like, like I've gotten a little more involved in politics and things
Yeah.
like that, and it's weird because I never would have saw myself
Yeah.
or even thought that I would be that interested in hearing what's going on. But
Right.
I should be.
Yes.
And I'm trying to express that to the youngsters too.
Yes.
So I want to come back. I want to reel us back a little bit because what you do.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met you, and I met you at the Cleburne,
The
the
clay
plaza.
fig.
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
And I saw your beautiful, you're amazing. You can create art.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. So definitely want to touch a little bit on that, but I want to talk about when you first started talking about what you actually do, your occupational
Yeah.
therapy.
Uh-huh.
I was so impressed with
Yeah.
that and the way you spoke about it.
Yeah, I
And
love
that's
it.
what really hit with me. And I was like, I need to have you on air and talk
Thank
about
you.
this
Yeah.
because we don't know what it is. I didn't
Nobody
know
knows.
what it was.
There are t-shirts that say I'm an occupational therapist. Nobody knows what I do. I mean, because nobody does. Physical therapy is so well known.
Yeah.
I always like to tell people physical therapy and occupational therapy are like cousins. We're teammates. Physical therapy works mostly on the lower body, and we work on the upper body. I didn't know what occupational therapy was when my boys, like I said, are grown. I'm looking to go to school. I didn't want to do nursing. I wanted to do something. If I'm going to do it, I think I was 35. I was like, I'm going to do something that I love.
Right.
So I took an aptitude test. It gave me a bunch of careers that would be good with what I love to do. And occupational therapy came up, and I Googled it, and all I could find was what a lot of people say, oh, you help people find jobs, and that's a lot of what came up on Google was helping people find work. And I was
Right.
like, surely that is not what came up in my search.
Yeah.
So I had to dig a little bit. And we define an occupation as anything that someone loves to do. So
Right.
if you're a football player and you get injured, have a stroke, a car accident, or an illness, we get to help you get back to playing football. If you
Nice.
love gardening, it doesn't matter what age, if you've experienced even an amputation, we get to find a way to accommodate where you're falling short to get you back into what you love to do.
I love it.
So we call that occupational therapy, whether it's cooking, cleaning, getting dressed, going and doing, the things you love, painting, singing. Singing even takes endurance, after
Yes.
an illness. So we get to help people get back to that. Crocheting, things that we don't know how to do. Sometimes our patients get to teach us so we can help them do it.
Oh, that's
So yeah,
brilliant.
it's awesome. It's amazing. And I mean, I just love it.
I think, and something that you said is huge, I feel. Okay, so throughout my studies and through all the things that I've been, researching and learning myself in regards to even the life coaching and being able
Yeah.
to help other people, right?
Mhm.
Is you get them when you have them do or show something that is interesting to them,
Yes.
it just makes they shine.
Yes.
That is what can help heal somebody.
Absolutely.
Just right there.
Yeah.
Getting them doing what they love and what they're interested in doing.
Yeah.
I've always thought that was so huge.
Yeah.
So when you did share that with me when we first met, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that
Yeah.
is brilliant."
It is. It's amazing.
Yes. And it's
Yeah.
it's like we don't think about those things, right? We're just thinking, "Okay, well just talk to me. Tell me what's going on." Maybe as a therapist or a counselor, which is great. I'm not saying it not, I
Yeah.
love therapists, I love counselors.
Right.
I think that they are absolutely needed. Psychiatrists,
Right.
we all have a place and a reason to be in somebody's life,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
So I think it's huge though that, instead of just having them talk about things, actually get them doing something
Right. That they love.
that
Yeah.
they love.
I mean, it started with the war. Occupational therapy did. Soldiers
Okay.
coming back that were ill, that had injuries, and there were people that came in to say, "Hey, we need to get them out of the bed. We need to get their mind back into a place that is good for them."
Right.
And so they started doing things like painting, and these soldiers,
Yes.
and their illnesses got better. They became, better. Their whatever was ailing them. So that's how it really started. And so occupational therapy, the reason I chose it over physical therapy, was my background. Ever since I was a little girl, there was a boy on my bus that struggled. I mean, he just had outbursts, and so I think I was in fourth grade. I just remember looking at him one day. He was a few rows up, and I thought, he needs someone to help him. And so I started sitting with him every day. And the school ended up, calling me out of class sometimes when he would have outbursts and asked me to sit with him while we waited for the bus because we just clicked. He let me in and I loved it.
Oh, that's
So I
awesome.
started working with people with intellectual disabilities later on in my 20s and have done that ever since. So, occupational therapy deals with mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. It's not just
Wow.
physical. It's the person as a whole in every area of their life, helping them become whole again. So, if I am working with someone with a stroke, it's not just, how are you moving physically? Sometimes, maybe a session or two in, I just stop and say, how are you feeling? What are
Right.
you worried about? What's got the most of your mind right now? How's your heart feeling? Because you have to be well there before you're physically better.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think that's my most favorite part of what I do is we're expected to help you walk out or be able to dress yourself or, yeah, that's the expectation. But when we move those high expectations off the table and get back down to the root of what the first step, how are you feeling? That
Yes.
is then my most favorite part of the job, because then we have a relationship. We have a trust in each other. And when things physically start getting scary, when they stand up for the first time or they're still in a little pain and I'm asking them to reach for something, they know they can trust me. So I think that's just my most favorite thing, is the connection.
Absolutely. That's huge. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Because I mean, your mindset is everything.
Yeah.
And if your heart's hurting, your mind isn't right, like what you
Mhm.
were saying. So it's that's huge that you really get down to really understanding and listening to them and knowing what it is that they need
Right.
in order for them to be better and be able to push forward.
Yes. And
Because
then they don't just feel like a number, a patient, someone occupying a bed. And that's one thing I do love about Heritage Trails is it's a family. It's well known to treat our patients like a family member. And the patients, they feel that. They can tell. I've worked in many places, and not even just outside of occupational therapy before, just working in group homes or patients, no matter what scale they're on intellectually, whether they've got it all together cognitively or not, it does
Mm.
not matter. They're a human being. And if you can tell by looking at someone when they feel like they're
Yeah.
being treated with love. So, I mean, it's so important to make sure that, yeah, you've went through an illness, you're here, you're in rehab, or you live here, but you're not just a spot filler.
No.
At all, no matter
No.
how old you are. I don't care if you've lived here for 20 years. I love finding out what they've done. I have taken care of police officers. I've taken care of war heroes. I've taken care of school teachers, psychiatrists, people that are, worked hard in their life that, are sitting there kind of still wondering, what is my purpose? And there's so much opportunity to get in there and look them in the eye. Some of them can't even talk, but you read about them, what they did. They were cabinet makers. And you start talking to them about, I read you were a cabinet maker, that you were skilled and you were, talented and they look at you and they know, they understand, and you give them that purpose, or read a scripture to them, someone who can't talk, who, you spend the time reading a couple of scriptures, looking in their eyes while you're reading, and they are looking into your soul.
That's awesome.
They know that
Oh,
they're not forgotten. So
I love that. I
yeah.
love that. And what I love so much is when you're talking about it, you can definitely see your passion in your work.
Yeah.
You definitely want to continue doing this. This is where
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to be. And it was meant for you.
Yeah, I do believe that it was and is. I guess, maybe we all have stuff,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can see it because you're missing a limb, or sometimes you can't see it, but it's hard and it's heavy.
Yes.
And it always brings me back to that scripture, the least of among us are the greatest. And so I am serving people. I'm serving the sick, and whether they can walk, talk, or not, I know that when I get to heaven someday, they're going to be whole and perfect and spotless and standing tall with a beautiful voice. And I'm going to be able to look at them in their whole form and know that I loved them while they were here,
Oh,
when
I
they
love
needed
that.
someone. So I
Yes.
guess that's just my motivation. Some things you can see on the outside, and sometimes you can't see things that people are dealing with on the inside. And we walk around like we're just great, and sometimes we're not.
Right.
So we got to be nice to people, man.
Yes. Because you
We
never
do.
know what somebody's going through.
Right.
You absolutely do not. And I think that's something that I do when I'm walking around and I'm talking to people. I always, and I don't know, I have like this ability kind of where I can read people and I know
Oh, yeah.
something's going on,
Uh-huh.
and so I might dig sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's because like, and if they put that wall up, like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk about this. Like, then that's when I back off,
Right.
because I'm like, okay, well, when you're ready, come talk to
Mhm.
me,
Absolutely.
but I think that's what we're here to love.
Yeah.
We are here to love others, and we are here to be our 100% perfect self. We're not perfect.
Right.
I always say perfect to perfection. Like, I mean, well, not progress to perfection,
Yeah.
because you're still progressing you're never
No
going to
matter
be
how
perfect,
old we are. Yeah.
but you're still
Yeah.
progressing to get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one thing that my patients that are up in years, I love sitting and talking to them, the wisdom. The wisdom, the number one thing that they regret is the way they spent their time.
Yeah.
I mean, just the number one thing. Busy, busy, hurry, hurry, preoccupied, money, possessions, da 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 da. And now they're sitting here and they miss their kids, or they miss um, the hobby that they didn't pour into, or just
Mhm.
sitting back and soaking up and watching people, but they didn't because they were just so busy,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I mean, there's times I have to touch on a patient. How are you feeling? They don't want to talk about it, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's fine. And we move on with our session. And then the next time I'll come back, how are you feeling today? And I just make sure I'm handsy. I'm a touchy person. So, I mean, I'm as long as I can tell they're okay with it. But physical touch is so important.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
there's patients that, may not get touched a lot because they're not up moving about. So it's their showers or getting dressed or getting up out of the bed to sit in a chair, and that's about it. So when
Mhm.
I am treating a patient, I am just I do them like I do my boys. Sometimes I'm like, I'm sorry, because just the other day I caught myself rubbing a patient's back while I was talking to a coworker. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I just get to doing that. But I'll touch them that second time and ask them how they're feeling. And they're a
Yeah.
little more open. And each time they're a little more open, and then we finally get down to the good stuff.
Yes.
And then once we get to that good stuff, then we can start working on physical stuff.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
That is so, and touch is important,
Yeah.
because that's also a way of helping somebody be able to trust you too,
Yes.
right? Because if you're not touching somebody and you're kind of very standoffish, it's hard for somebody to let you in when you're in that state
Right.
or body posture and that mindset where don't touch me.
Yes. Yeah. Mechanical.
Right. And then
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but you and I seem a lot alike in
Mhm.
where I would want to touch that person anyway.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm like, I'm going to touch you anyway
Oh
because
gosh, listen, I'm a hugger too, and I
yes.
have found, like just in passing on Facebook, someone I had met a time or two. Definitely the second time we're getting a hug, but they just randomly post that they're not a hugger, and it's like that meme with the cactus, like "Don't touch me," and I'm
Yes.
like, "Oh my gosh, I have hugged you so many times," and they're like, "Cringe, yes, I know," and they just deal with it, but they're
Yes.
so honest. They're like, "Yeah, I'm not a hugger," and I'm like, "Well." Sorry about that, but I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna hug you again the next time I see you if you don't
Yeah.
mind. Maybe just side hug or something.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like because I share my love.
Yes.
I am sharing my love
Yeah.
with you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I
And
just
it's okay if someone's not a
yeah,
hugger. It's
it
fine.
is.
It's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Sorry if I've ever invaded your space, because
Yeah, you're
I know
probably
I have.
but
Yeah.
they secretly like it. They just
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
how to they're like, whoa,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I
I
love
need to
it.
ease into that. Maybe they just need to be eased in onto, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Like I do like the side thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, next time I'm gonna give you a full hug.
Yeah. Get ready. Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Because I'm around a lot of people a lot of times and I have, it's kind of like the other day. I I've I've said hi to this person multiple times, but I never actually hugged this person.
Yeah.
And I hugged this person and the change in how that person now it reacts and talks
Yeah.
with me now is
Yeah.
so different.
It's like you broke that
I
barrier. You
broke the
went in for it,
seal.
girl. You
I
went in.
did. I went in and I was like,
Yeah.
see, that's why I
Yeah.
did it.
I knew you needed it, and
I-
now you do too.
yes,
Right?
yes.
Yeah.
So you never know. I mean, I think that that's huge too because you get to do this on a daily basis. For those of us that don't get to do what you do on a daily basis, we should still be doing it out in the public.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not like
Safely.
just
Yeah, I can see your
say not
face. You're like,
safely.
little
I was like,
disclaimer.
let me go back a little. Hold
Right.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not get crazy with it, okay?
Right. Yeah.
But meet new people and get to know and be curious. I tell people all the time, be curious about people.
Right.
Get to know
That
them.
is so funny because that's like I have done it a couple of times, not having a good day, not having a good day. And I go to the grocery store and I'm checking out, and the cashier's like, "How are you today?"
It's meant to be. I'm telling you, it happens.
They say it to everyone
Yeah.
every day that comes through their line. Someone opens the door for you, and it's just, thank you, or how are you today? Good, thanks. How are you? Good, thanks. And you go on about your way. So a couple of times I've been like, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. It has been a rough day. And they just kind of stop and look at me because that's not what they're
Yeah,
expecting.
they were like, wow, everybody usually says I'm great or I'm good.
It's
What?
not true,
I think that's awesome.
yeah. And, I mean, they kind of look at me like, oh man. And then they tell me about their day and I tell them about mine. And we're like, it's going to be okay though,
Yes.
and every so often it's okay to just not be that I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Exactly.
good too. I'm good. How are you really?
Yeah.
There was a worker, I think at Walmart or something. We were in passing. Hey, how are you today? Just passing. How are you? Well, the guy didn't say, I'm good, how are you? And keep walking. How many times I'm good, how are you? And we're still walking past that person.
Right.
And he stopped and he was like, I am so blessed. How are you today? And he stopped and
Oh,
looked at me.
wow.
And I was like, well,
Wow.
we need to stop and talk, I
Yes.
mean, because we didn't just do it in passing. And it touched me so much because he didn't take it lightly that I asked how he was doing.
He took it seriously.
Yeah,
He was like,
yeah,
you know what? This beautiful woman just asked me how I'm doing,
yeah,
and I am going to talk to her. I'm
yeah.
going to tell her how I'm doing.
And he was just so sweet and so genuine. And it slowed my
Oh,
day down because of course, like I was just saying, in a hurry, gotta go,
right.
doing all the things that people regret when they're older. And it slowed me down. And I stopped and I looked at him and I said, thank you. I'm blessed too. Got this going on. And thank you for that reminder that I needed to just slow down a second. Yeah.
Yes. And I think that's very important. That is very important. And so like on a previous show, and I talk about this all the time. I've taken busy out of my vocabulary and I say I'm
Nice.
productive.
Yeah.
I'm being productive
Yeah.
because I feel like it's more important to be productive than busy. Because when you're busy, it's like that, what you just said, you won't stop and actually talk to that person.
Right.
You actually don't slow down, like you said, and take that time.
Right.
And it's so important to do that. It is.
Yeah.
It's important for us. And it was obviously that was supposed to that conversation was meant to happen.
Right.
100%.
Yeah. And we have opportunities all day long to do that. I mean,
Yes.
it's easy for me to say, listen, I don't practice that in my everyday life. I post a lot of things on Facebook about, faith and scripture and positivity, but every so often I go on and remind people this is not.
Oh, I am so sorry.
That's
I
okay.
was
We can
supposed to
pick
turn
back
that
up.
off. I will call you back. Okay, go ahead. I
But
apologize. I'm
no,
gonna turn
that's
this off.
hello, whoever you are.
Yeah,
You
hello,
matter.
hello.
You matter.
You
You
matter.
matter.
I'm on a radio show, but I'll talk to you as soon as I can. Okay.
But I have to go on there and just remind people this is not where I'm at. It's like you were saying, I'm not perfect right now. We will not be perfect.
Right.
I post these things to remind myself. It touched me as a reminder.
Yes.
It's not that I'm there. It's not that I'm there and sharing because, hey, get here. It's
Yeah,
like
no.
we're all journeying. And here's a reminder because I needed it too that this is the mindset, not to focus on the busyness and the bills or even, heartache or, there has to be a point where we're like, okay. And, I don't mean to take away from people that are struggling with like depression because that's a real thing.
Yeah.
That's, I don't mean, oh, hey, snap out of it, go, but at the same time, even in that, we have to focus on what the main objective is in this life,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
you are not meant to sit on the couch.
No.
There's people
No.
out there that you're going to pass and you're going to touch them. They're going to touch you. And those are missed opportunities to be reminded of your worth and your purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
So get out of your house
Yeah.
sometimes. Like, I mean, that's how I'm not a homebody.
Yeah.
I don't like being home.
Yeah.
I mean, I do at times. There are times where I'm like, okay, I just got to be home. I just
Yeah.
got to stay home.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of it where I just want to be out and be in the community and be involved and going to this event and meeting new people. And because I'm such a social
Yeah.
butterfly.
Yeah, you are. I can
Right?
tell it. I can feel it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm feeling that.
You feeling that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I love being out and about and getting to, and I feel like I'm missing opportunities when I'm just sitting at home.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, there are times where I just want to sit on the couch and eat some chips and
Yes.
bonbons and
Yes. Yes. It's
and watch a
therapeutic
movie.
also.
It is, yes.
Every so often to just unplug
Yeah.
because I am much like you. I'm a social butterfly, but recent years, I've just appreciated more like kind of like we were talking, loving ourselves.
Yeah.
Loving ourselves enough to unplug.
Yes.
And sometimes that means staying at home.
Yep.
Not having all this agenda to do. And I mean, okay, I'm saying this, but just yesterday I had a huge agenda, things that needed done. And I got so overwhelmed at the thought of where do I start?
Uh-huh.
That I mean, my head just blew up. I was like, this is too much. Instead of reeling back and, reminding myself, you can just do what you can.
Yeah.
So, and that's the worst spot to be in. It is when we feel like we got to conquer the world today.
Yeah.
It's so heavy.
It is.
I mean, we're told not to worry about yesterday or tomorrow because today is enough.
Right.
And we end up trying to carry
I love that.
everything today. And I have to remind myself so often, man, what can I do about that? I cannot do anything today about that. But
Nope.
there are days I forget. And I like to carry it all and just be a mess. And I did it to myself. You know,
Yes,
it's
yes.
awful. And then who can you be upset with?
But yourself.
Yourself.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
it's so hard.
That's the only person
Yeah.
you can be upset about.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like so one of the things that I talk about, and we're a little bit out of time, so I might have to come back to this because everybody, we're going to be going to a little quick commercial break, but we'll be right back. Shandah, I'm having so much fun. I can't wait to go over some more awesome things that we were going to talk about today too. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. Good morning, Tiffany. I think we're about to go. Okay, we're about to go to break. I will say good morning. Tiffany says good morning, ladies. Thank you guys for listening. Yeah, this has been very fun and enlightening.
Yeah.
You know, I feel.
Me too.
And you know, I do want to touch base when we get back. One thing I definitely want to talk about is what you were saying is what you're putting out there is what you're feeling and it's what is resonating with you,
Right.
and others need to
Sure.
recognize that.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be perfect
No.
or show that we are. We're not
No.
trying to show that we are.
No. Yucky.
Yeah.
No.
We're just trying to be progressive too. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
You're not alone in it.
You're
Yeah.
not alone. All right, guys. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
All right. Thank you guys for staying tuned. This is Positivity Toolbox with Diana. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch, and the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at JocoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-839-4245. That's 844-839-4245. Also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget you can dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com. I love that. You would love it.
What is it?
The sleeve. So it's a sleeve. Instead of wearing an undershirt,
Yeah.
you just wear a sleeve to keep your arms warm. But then you can just pull them right off. A lot of nurses get them. Tiffany makes
I
those.
need to look into that.
Oh, yes,
I mean, I'm
girl.
wearing a whole undershirt today, and there's no telling. Is it going to be 90 today? I don't know.
I know.
That's
I know.
awesome. I need
That's
to
why I was
look
like,
into
I'm gonna
that.
wear a dress.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wear a blazer because
You just
I
never
just
know.
want to be. Yeah. I'm gonna try to obtain whatever Texas menopause woman is wanting
Oh
to.
man, don't get me started on that topic.
I know,
Don't get me going, girl.
She cracks me
Let's
up.
talk about total health. Well,
Yeah.
that'll be what the topic is, but we're going to move on and talk about health. 'Cause
Yes.
man, that is the pit.
For
If there
real.
are any women out there dealing with that right now,
Yes.
you are not alone.
You're
We
not
said that
alone.
right before the commercial.
Yes.
You are not alone.
Yes.
Man, it's rough.
It is. It's rough.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back. Oh my gosh, I forgot where I wanted to go back. Oh, we were talking about something else on break.
Well, I know. Let's see about putting out what a
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yes. Okay. So on social media, I love what you said when you're actually posting things. And it's not just about, it's not that you're doing these things or, and I think we need to recognize that. I love posting positive, things that to my great bulls. And I love
Right.
posting things like that as well. And a lot of it, of course, it is because of, it's because of what I'm going through.
Right.
Like this show for me is therapeutic for
Right.
me.
Yeah.
It keeps me and maintains my mental health and my mindset.
Yes.
Because I'm teaching myself
Yes.
things. Not only am I
Yes.
teaching myself, but I'm teaching
Yes.
others.
Absolutely. You don't come on here knowing it all and sharing it. You leave here
Absolutely.
feeling enlightened because you learned a thing or
Right.
two, even just through yourself. You start talking or typing, or you read something and you're putting it out there. And at the same time, you are having to self reflect and dig deep. And you're like, man, that's good. I
Yeah.
need to share that because it touched me in a way, that I didn't know I needed. Or maybe
Yes.
you did. I mean, there's things I post that I could be having the worst day. And sometimes I'll start it like that because what you're fixing to read says I'm having the best day of my life and my life is perfect, but not.
Right. Right.
I'm having a hard day today and I ran into this person or this situation happened or God worked in this way. And it's not that it's perfect. So I always sometimes, do a little precursor of, man, today was a rough day, but,
But it's going to be
and then,
okay.
yes.
Everything is going to be okay.
Well, and we all know, we all say it. Social media has that highlight reel of
Yeah.
all the pretty pictures, all the pretty perfect food and, family time. And I love it, that we get to see that and share that. But no one, some, and thank you for that, some share the hard days
Yes.
because, and it's not, oh, that's too personal. Don't share that. Well, so is your family that you're sharing. Sometimes it's okay to just say, hey, man, I had a rough day today and I'm dealing with this, or so and so is sick and it's, really got me worried, or I've been praying about this and I just watched it come to pass, or, sharing those deep personal things. If we're going to get personal, let's get personal
That's what I'm
and
saying.
not
Yes.
let people think that they're alone out there with a messy situation because everyone seems so perfect.
Right. And don't be negative towards that person.
No.
That person obviously is reaching out and needs somebody to talk to.
Right.
So be that person.
Right.
Be that person that like hits them up like, hey, I
Right.
read your post. I just wanted to check in, let you know if you need an ear, I'm here.
Right.
I think a lot of times we need to do that. We need to do that more.
Yeah.
We need to do that
Well,
more.
and not to even mention, there's times I'll read my devotionals. I got this great energy going in the morning. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And then something happens before I even get out of the house.
Yeah.
My cat somehow missed her letterbox, or, this, a ink pen. We were just talking about it at work, blew up in the dryer all over my clothes, or, whatever. Something happens. And then I leave the house and I've just posted this beautiful thing because I was so enlightened to this situation. And then there's like this chain of events that are not so great. Nobody knows about that. But let me tell you, I'm going to share it with you here in a couple hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back on there and be like, hey, by the way,
Right after I posted
Yeah,
this is what
right.
happened.
Yes. Yeah.
Life happened.
Life happened to me. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
'Cause
And
it
that's what it
does.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. And that's okay. And it's how we handle those little circumstances, right? Or those little situations. Everything is
Yeah.
situational, but every problem has a solution too, right?
Right.
And it's just finding the solution to the problem. Okay. So you know what? The cat missed the litter box.
Yeah.
It frustrated me. I'm not even gonna lie.
Right.
I'm not even gonna lie.
You
But
are
you know
10
what?
years old, ma'am.
Yeah.
Get it
Really?
together.
It's right there.
Right.
I'm putting you outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I do with my cat. You're outside
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But then like being able to breathe and then look at the trees when you're
Yeah.
driving,
Yeah.
I mean, watch the road.
Right. Yeah. 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 Another disclaimer.
Please watch the road.
Yeah.
We don't need any more accidents in Burleson.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Pay attention. But also be aware of your surroundings
Yeah.
and just look at your surroundings and
Yeah.
enjoy the beauty of it.
Right. That's kind of like you and I were talking about before we came on today, just about some life changes with
Yes.
me. Gained a
Yeah.
little weight. It's okay. But I have the opportunity to do yoga soon, and I had kind of put it off for a little bit as far as like an instructor. And I had to really get past this point of, gosh, I've gained this weight. I don't feel like folding over and bending and being
Right.
all, but the bottom line is,
Exposed.
yeah, exposed. I mean, gosh, but it's called yoga faith,
I love
and
it.
it is a little different, but it is something that slows you down. It's not about our physique, like we were talking before we came on. We are more than
Right.
the way we look.
Absolutely. This is just a vessel.
This is just a
It's
vessel.
just a vessel.
So doing those kinds of things that slow you down,
Yeah.
that help you just breathe and listen to the things that surround you, even the cars, the birds, people talking, bells, or whatever, and just feel present in yourself. You matter.
Yes.
Your health matters. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you look like on the outside,
It doesn't.
and when you slow down enough to let your body get out of that constant busy state, it's like, thank you.
Yeah.
You're also being your internal organ's best friend, by the way.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. It needs rest
slow
too.
down. Yes. Yes. So, I mean, that's so important to slow down and remember. We all know that
Mhm.
life is
It can be hectic and chaotic.
not even, it's a gift. It could be
Yes.
over in an hour.
Right. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. So it's so important to slow down and be like, what is really important? Do I want to spend, if this were my last day, how do I want to spend it? Am I going to spend it all tangled up like I said I was yesterday? And I affected other people. It rippled out. I had to reel
Yes.
it back in.
I
Is
love that you
that
said that.
how I want to spend my last day and the people around me?
Right.
Which we're all given grace to have a bad day. But I mean, it's a gift. The trees are a
Yes.
gift,
The
even when
trees
you're
are a
driving
gift.
while you're
Yes.
watching the road, please.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, to slow down and just remember what's important and what, other people are important, to let other people know.
And see the beauty. It's like what I've said this on a previous show. I look at everybody as a piece of art.
Oh, yeah.
They're a piece of art.
Mm.
And some may not look uh like the way that you want our society makes it
Yeah.
to where we are supposed to look.
Those boxes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. We don't have to look like what society puts out there for us to think we need to look like.
Right.
We are a piece of art.
Yes.
We are made in his image.
That's
We are
right.
beautiful.
That's right.
And we should be able to show that every day.
Right.
And why worry about things that we can okay, let's go into losing weight, right?
Sure.
We have control over doing that. We
Mhm.
absolutely do. Are we taking the steps? Are we being motivated? Are we doing what we need to do?
Right.
That's what we need to focus on, not focus on so much on, the weight, the
Right.
actual weight that's
Right.
there, right? I feel like when we worry about that and when we do that, we're
Makes
just
it
causing more
worse.
stress. We're
Yes.
just causing more
And
of
I
that
do it.
cortisol. Yeah.
Yes.
And women with us with the cortisol,
No
cortisol,
go.
blah, blah, blah.
It's the enemy.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we got to look at it as, it's our body's way of saying, calm down,
Right.
breathe.
And don't make me go into overdrive for nothing.
Right. Exactly.
Please call on
Yeah.
me when you need me.
I don't need that.
I mean, that's one interesting thing that I heard not long ago was our mind doesn't know when we think something negative,
Uh-huh.
that our brain doesn't know that that negative thing isn't really happening. We worry about our kids. What if this? What if that? Those what if questions
They're terrible.
and get us
Get 'em
all
out.
up. But our brain doesn't know
Right.
that awful thing is not really happening. And it releases the chemicals that we need to get through that awful situation. But when they're not needed, they can make us sick.
Yes. Yeah.
And so we have
It's
to be
true.
very careful. I do, man, my what if brain, I have to shut it down. If it's not from
Yes.
God, I heard one time, if this is not growing you, healing you, pouring into you, it is not from Him. He gives you discernment. He's a parent. He's going to tell you like it is. And sometimes you don't want to hear those things, but you'll still have
Right.
the peace in your stomach when He gives you those hard things.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
if it's something that is beating you down, getting you worked up in a tip, that is not from Him. And you're not going to win today. I'm going to shut that down.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yeah, if it doesn't serve you, let it go.
yeah,
Let it go.
easy to say. It's something to work on every day.
It is. It
but
is.
it can be done.
And I like to say it like this. It's because we've been taught this way. We've been taught for so many years the negativity. We've heard it. It's on the news. It's around us. Other people, they're pouring some of that negativity on you, and we have the control though and the power. Our mind is so powerful. It is. We have the power to change it.
Yes.
And it's like what I've been telling a lot of people here lately is find your truth.
Yeah.
It's not about the symbols and the language that you learned as a kid.
Right.
It's your truth now.
Yes. You got to break free of that.
Right. What is your truth now?
Right.
What do you want your truth to look like? What do
Right.
you want your life to
And
look
you
like?
get a say in it.
Yeah.
You get to say.
Yeah.
You get to hold that.
You create your reality.
Yeah.
You are creating your
Nobody
reality
else.
every day.
Right.
Absolutely.
And the people that love you are going to appreciate it, admire it, and stay.
Uh-huh.
You know, so I mean, finding your own truth, redefining yourself, reinventing yourself, because you've got to that point in your life of who am I really?
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's okay to change.
Yes, change is good. We
It
need
does
change.
not matter what anyone has seen you for the last 40 years.
Yeah.
If there's something inside of you that's growing and blossoming and wanting to do something different, you're allowed to change.
Absolutely. And break free.
Yeah.
If
People
you
that
gotta
love
break
you
free.
will be celebrating that with you and come alongside you. So you can't let anyone, no matter how much you love them, you know, best friends, family, whatever, if they're not, you know, holding back that love because you're exploring and growing and blossoming, you got to have a healthy boundary with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what's important is staying healthy, having a healthy mindset, having a healthy lifestyle, having a healthy relationships.
Right.
And relationships are huge, right? If it's not a healthy relationship, it can really hurt that mental health and hurt that physical being of
Right.
yourself. You know, you're worn down.
Yeah.
When you're in that kind of a situation, you just feel really worn down. Like you can't, like there's a rock, like
Right.
a big heavy stone. I'm going to go with the stone.
Yeah.
A big heavy stone just like laying on top of you
Yeah.
and you can't move it or you feel like you can't move it.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you, can't is not in my vocabulary.
That's gone too.
That's
girl.
gone too. The what ifs and the,
The
can'ts.
busies.
The busies.
Can'ts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Depression. I don't even
Yes.
say depression anymore. I
Good.
say calm before action
There you go.
because you're going to be calm. You're calm right now. Your body, the depression, it is sad and you feel it. You're in your feelings.
Yeah.
We get in our feelings and that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But that's when you need to be calm and really focus and really listen to what that inner being, that person inside of you is saying.
Yes. Absolutely.
Why are you here? Why are you in that state of mind?
Right.
How do I get out of it?
Right.
Now find the solution and get out of it.
Yes.
Don't stay there.
No, I mean, there's got to, and sometimes I was just telling one of my boys this the other day. Sometimes you got to let people, and I don't hate to use the word waller because it sounds dismissive, but you got to let them sit in it.
Yeah, you
sit
do.
in where they're at because they have to work through that.
Yeah, that's the
They
calm
have to
before the
get-
action.
Yes, they have to get so sick of
Mhm.
being so sad, you know, no matter how valid and I mean, very, very valid that pain is.
Yeah.
You know, heavy, life changing, life altering, life will never look the same pain. There has to be a point where they're like, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what am I going to do? If it's in the memory of someone, you know, what am I going to do? If it, you know, you still have a purpose, there has to be a point where you're like, okay, I'm tired of crying, tired of the dark room.
Yes.
I'm tired of not feeling
Right.
anything.
Right.
The only thing that's going to change that is changing your routine.
Yes, and it is. It has to be changing your routine.
Yeah.
You have to force yourself almost to get up out of the house
Yes.
and go find something to do that you love.
Yes. And the first few times you might come back home thinking, what was the point of that? I could have been on the couch the whole time. I didn't feel anything. I don't feel any better. But I mean, it's forming a habit. It's
It is.
forming that new habit. And it's not going to happen the first time. Maybe if it does, great. Because it could.
It could.
It
Yeah,
sure could. Because it has to me.
Yeah.
You know, you get out
It's
there,
just meeting
change
that
it
one
up.
person.
Yes.
It's just meeting because
Or just going on that one walk, listening to
Yes.
that sermon, or listening to that music that brings you that peace and joy. You know,
Yeah.
just that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's so true. That's exactly how it is too.
Yeah, you got to
It
get up.
is. You got to get up. You got to get out.
Well,
you got to
that's-
do things.
I mean, even aside from depression, I tell my patients that there's some patients that are 80 years old just trucking along, you know, because they kept moving.
Yes.
You know, if you get too still, you know, you're going to lose the ability in different parts of your body to do these things. You got to get up and keep moving, keep going.
Yep.
Don't let yourself get too idle, because an idle body is going to lead to an idle mind. And if your mind is not
Absolutely.
well,
Yeah.
here we go again.
That's
It
so
shows
true.
up in your body.
Yeah, because you're missing life.
Yeah.
There is life to live.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to be out there doing. And I
Yes.
love how you said that idling.
Yeah.
You know, And when you do idle it, your mind idles too.
Yeah.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Because you feel stuck.
Yeah, you're not feeding it with anything. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to feed it with anything good because you're just sitting with what you already know, past
Right.
experiences,
Yeah.
past hurts. You're not stepping forward into dreams and hopes. You're not creating new experiences to think on.
That's right.
You're idle. And so what do you have? You have what's already happened to think on. And if it's not all that great,
Right.
gotta change it up.
Absolutely. And it's like what I say, you can't change the past.
Right.
You cannot change the past. You
Nothing?
can't go back. You
No.
can't go back in time. You can't change any of it.
No. But you
Okay?
can change you can step forward differently.
Yeah. You can live
Yeah.
and then you can't predict your future.
Right.
You can't predict it.
Right.
But you can live in the present moment
Right.
and work towards that future.
Yes. And it all goes back to that. Yesterday is gone.
Yeah.
Tomorrow isn't here. Today is enough.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. So I usually say yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift.
Yeah. It's a
Yes.
gift. And that's the truth.
I had to think about it for a minute. I
Yeah.
was like, I haven't said it in a minute.
Yeah, no, it's the truth.
It is the truth. It is the
Yeah.
truth. Today is a gift. So live it.
Yep.
Absolutely live it. And I feel like you do that. And I don't know, when I met you for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this girl.
Thank you. I think I
She's
met
freaking
you on
awesome.
opening day.
Yes,
The
you
day
did.
I opened my store.
You
I met
did.
so many people that day that just really gave me so much peace about this is okay. This is going to be
Yes.
all right. Yeah, you came in. What was it? Advertising with
I had the girls. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm the local director for Miss Johnson County, Miss Chisholm Trail.
Yes.
For Miss Texas.
which was so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Just so cool to listen to that young lady tell me
She
what she
was-
was about. And I mean, just she was so confident, just out handling her business. And
Yes.
man, I love sitting there listening to her, so young and just taking it right now.
Right. They're
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for the girls that I have
Yeah.
right now. Like I'm grateful for all of them. Don't get me wrong, but these are my title holders, and I'm really grateful for where they at and where they're at in their life, how they've already grown
Yeah.
just in the little bit of time that I've, had been working with them.
Right.
If I could get my words out.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. But yeah, so that was great. Like I love listening to them talk. And you didn't even get to meet all four of them.
No.
There are.
Did you have them all with you that day?
No, I didn't. I only
Okay.
had one with me that day. So like what I do is I do a tour
Mhm.
of Johnson County because we have Johnson County and Chisholm Trail. So I've got a couple more tours to do. So I might bring you a couple of
Yeah,
other ladies.
do it.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Just so you could meet them.
Yeah. I
But
want
yeah,
to.
they're phenomenal.
Yeah, they
Absolutely
really are.
phenomenal.
Especially just being their age.
Yes.
There's so much young people could be doing these days, and they are taking the right step to
Yes.
success.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm like, girlfriend, if I had thought the way you think
Yes. Oh my
at your
goodness.
age.
Hey, but
woo,
listen, we can't change
I've been
the
a
past,
force.
remember?
No, we can't. We cannot. We cannot.
No,
But I do
but I'm
tell
with
them that.
you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do tell them that because that's good. That they need to hear that, I feel.
Yeah.
Because they need to know that they're an inspiration to me.
Oh,
They
grown
inspire
women.
me.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like, girl.
I think that's why I enjoyed listening to her talk so much that day because I was reflecting on where I was at her age,
right?
and that's okay too.
It
That's
is.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my twins when I was 17 and my third when I was 20. So I did life a little backwards, but who says what's right or wrong
That's
anyway?
right.
Graduated when I was, gosh, what am I? I guess I was 37 when I graduated, and started my career. So, never too early, never too late.
Nope.
What's meant for you is on time and you just make the best of it. But it was super cool to sit there and listen to her at her age and reflect on where I was, and just be so proud of her.
Yes.
I love my life and I love what God's done with it. My boys and I had a beautiful life. But I just admired her so much to just be like, yes, girl, you're making the right
Yes,
choice.
I
You're making
know.
good choices. Yeah.
And she can sing.
Can't she?
Oh my
See,
gosh.
I missed that.
Well,
I
okay, so
didn't
the
see
spring
her.
showcase, we just had the spring showcase a couple weekends ago. I don't know, was it last weekend? Might have been maybe it was the weekend before. I think it was the weekend before or last weekend. And we had the spring showcase and I got to see all the girls' talents.
Mhm.
I got to be in there while they were working on where they're going to stand, before, because we're going to be televised. Miss Texas is going to be televised
Yeah.
this year.
Awesome.
So excited.
Yeah.
I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but they all got up there and she got up there and she plays the flute too. So she's going to be singing like opera almost.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
she's got
I'm
the
gonna have to watch that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll send you the link and everything.
Yeah, do
Girl.
it.
Yeah, because it's going to be
That's
amazing.
incredible.
Oh, it is so incredible. And so all of my girls are singers
Mhm.
that I have this year.
Nice.
Well, one dance she's going to be tapping and singing.
Oh wow.
I know, I'm like, girl.
Oh gosh.
know.
I mean, let me sit here and just be in awe. See,
Right?
at
I
our
know.
age,
I
just so
know.
proud and inspired is right. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So it does. It absolutely does. Like I enjoy working with these girls. I enjoy it so much. It just brings me joy to know that they trust me
Yes.
to get them where they need to be.
Right.
You know, and I love that.
Yeah. And I'm
So.
sure you're impacting them a lot also. I mean,
I
like you
hope
were just saying,
so.
your energy is so high. Your social butterfly self. They're probably like, yes, yes, yes. You're just fueling that for them. It's a good team.
It was funny too because when we were in Cleveland, she's like, you know, so many people. I was like, I mean,
Yeah.
I know I
I
don't
hug
need a
them
stranger
when they don't
Yep.
want one, and I talk to them when they probably don't feel like talking, and they love me anyway, so it's
They
okay.
do. They
Yeah.
do. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to do. You know, no matter how bad of a day I'm having, or no matter what I'm going through, you're not really going to see it. But and I really, you know, I'm inspired by you, honestly, because of what you said. Like, get out there and not say you know, and I do. I'll say I'm okay. And if I tell somebody I'm okay that knows me, they're like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like they already know because
Yes.
I'm usually, oh, I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm living my best life.
Or
you know
what happened? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm feeling. But like sometimes I'm like, I'm okay. And they're like,
Yeah.
Diana, what's wrong? Oh my
Let's-
gosh,
let's
let me
sit and
hug you.
chat. Yeah. Yeah. Do you need a hug? Yeah.
And I'm like, I love you.
Yeah. Because you know.
Because
Yeah.
then I can share that. But I love what you said. I don't think I do that enough. I don't think when I'm walking in a line, say at HEB or Walmart or wherever, I'm not always saying, you know what? I'm having a rough freaking
Yeah.
day.
Do you have, I mean, I think the first time I did that, it just stripped all, like we were talking about, the boxes and ideas of who and what we're all supposed to be. It stripped it
Yeah.
all down for me and this person. You know, it was
Yes.
just like, I think even both of our shoulders just kind of went down and just relaxed. You know, it was just
Yeah.
kind of like, there's so much just passive engagement, you know, that when you just stop and you're just real with somebody, you know, and I've had people do it to me too. And like I said, it slows me down,
Yeah.
you know, so I mean, just being real in life, you know, when we get to where we're going, it's not going to be like, I don't believe that when we walk through the gates, it's going to be like, hey, how are you? Good. How are you? I mean, we're shaking hands,
No.
you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, we're all really great, you
Yeah.
know, but why don't we talk about why this is so amazing, or just be real about it? And while we're here, you know, why not do a little bit of that too? You know,
Yes.
we have so many opportunities to engage with people and or just be kind.
Absolutely. That's all it takes,
Just
really.
saying
It's just being
thank you.
kind.
If
Yes.
someone holds the door for you, I mean, people
Yes.
barrel through, and this person's standing there like, by the way, this isn't my job. You're welcome.
Right. Yes. I've had that.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, it was a negative thought. I had a negative thought about it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like you can't even say thank you.
Yeah.
Like I've been standing here helping like 5 million of you open
Yeah.
well, and I did.
Right.
I was standing there opening the door for so many people, and I was like, okay, I'd like to go in too
Yeah.
at some point.
They may have at that point thought you
Right.
worked there.
I know. And I'm
You
like,
know?
I don't work here.
Yeah. Right.
You can say thank you. Even if I did work here, you should still say thank you.
Right. And you know,
You know?
that's a whole nother point, probably for a whole nother show.
Yeah.
But there's times that,
Oh, you're coming back.
well, I
We are
will.
doing so good.
I
I
will.
love this.
Yeah. But I mean, doing things for people that, man, I got to check my heart sometimes, you
Yeah.
know, how long the first person that walked through the door was genuine. Second one, absolutely. Third, fourth, yeah, sure. Fifth, hey, man. Sixth, you know, I'm like, okay, got somewhere to be. And then it starts just, I guess, you know, if I'm going to hold the door, if the good Lord wants 20 people to walk through, he called me to open that door.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to stand there and act like he's walking through it all 20 times.
All right. There you go.
You know, I have
Yes.
to check myself because,
Yes,
you
I
know,
know.
being genuine also, people can feel it. Like I said, you know,
Yes.
you slow down and be genuine with people. They know, and they know when you're brushing them off. So,
Right.
you know.
And that's the thing. Like you wouldn't have seen in my face what I was thinking because I kept saying, "You're welcome.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
Exactly.
Have a great day.
Sure.
Have
And
a great day."
That is so, but like you were saying, our mind is so positive.
Right.
Have you ever heard that what is it? It burns more calories to frown or
It burns more
whatever.
calories to smile than it does to frown.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
So, I mean, we can do that to our minds, though. We can tell
Absolutely.
ourselves, okay, I'm going to smile. I'm
Yeah.
crying inside right now. We're going to smile.
Right.
And it does change the way that we're feeling.
Absolutely.
It really does.
Oh, it does.
So you keep telling yourself, I'm okay. This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
And it will be good.
Yep.
You know?
Because that's how you're creating your reality.
Yes.
That is how, because your brain has sucked in so much in growing up that could have been negative, that could have hurt your feelings, that
Right.
there's a trigger, right? And I know triggers. Everybody always says triggers.
Yeah,
And
no, but it's a good word for
it
so
is.
much.
It is. It is a good word for so much, because
Yeah.
there are those little things that sometimes trigger something that did happen that was negative in our past.
Right.
But knowing and recognizing, okay, look, that was a trigger. I don't have to let that trigger bother me anymore. I'm done.
Right.
No more. All right. So we are out of time, man. That went so fast.
Oh, it did. Thank you so much for having me on. This was great.
Oh, you're coming
Yeah,
back on,
I
man.
appreciate it.
I
I'll be
love
back.
it.
I'll be back.
Yes,
Yeah,
girl.
I'll
Yes,
come.
girl. All right.
All right.
Y'all have a blessed, amazing, and beautiful day. Live your best life. I will talk to you soon. This is Diana signing out.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket